something about this tire. I don't know. That's got to be what it is, man. There's got to be water in that one tire, and it's fine. You know, it's finding the what any defect in the tire or something. And when we get rolling, it's just centrifugal forces is forcing it outwardly. I guess I don't know. It's just weird that it it wasn't doing it, and now it is again. I don't know. What's up, Jake? So listen, bro. So the banks are as bad as government, if not worse than government, in the sense that it's all policy, right? Today, and they're so comfortable about it. Here's the kicker of it. This is what my whole gripe is about. Okay, it's not that they charge all these fucking ridiculous fees. It's not that when you owe me money, you give me a check, which is a representation of your currency being held by the bank that you're paying them to hold, that they also use to make stupidest amount of money out from every single night as it goes across the world and just follows the stock markets of the world. But they're going to charge the person the check is written to a fee based on you not having a account with them, right? And it's not even that. It's not even that. I could lightweight understand that. I don't, but I could justify it in my own mind. I could justify a $7. You're going to cash a check for me, whether it be $20 or $20,000. You're going to charge me $7 for an administration. I get it. Whatever. Dude, when we start talking about fucking percentages, though, you're telling me you're going to... And here's the kicker. Here's what bit my ass today. The bitch didn't even tell me about it. She's like, all right, would you like it on big bills? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. How are you going to give it all to me in big fucking bills when you can't give it all to me in big bills because you're charging me a percentage fee? And, it doesn't... 2% doesn't sound like much. But I think a bank that's holding your money, that you write me a check as a representation of your money, not to make my fucking life easier, to make your life easier, so you can have, it's easier just to do. You ain't got to go to the bank and get the money. You ain't got to hold on to that money. For tax purposes, whatever it may be, to charge me a 2% rate just blows my fucking mind. And the fact that people, it's just the norm, and it's always, it's just what it is. On this road with this very same bank branch before about this bullshit, where a person was constantly writing me checks, and I'm like, look, if you're going to write me a check from your account, I'm passing that cost on to you. Which, just like I told her just now, I said, if you're going to, I explained the whole situation. I said, if you're going to charge me a percent every time one of your customers asks me a check, draw from one of your accounts, I'm going to have to pass that on to them. I'm making the assumption that I have an account. I did business with somebody. They paid me in this way because it was easier on them. That's where it fucking stops. It doesn't matter about my account or what my bank does. None of that shit matters. What matters is that her money is being held by your bank. And she wrote me a check. I took it in good faith that you would cash it. And now you're charging me this exorbitant amount of money. I'm sorry. I think 2% can be a lot of money. I've gotten some big checks before. You get a fucking $80,000 check, 2%. What is that? That's what, 20, 40, what, $160 to cash that or something? I don't know. Whatever fucking that number is. I think it's crazy. But dude, the systems created that people just fucking, okay. Like I told her, I said, you know why it happens? It's because people like you that are in positions that see it happen, you either don't think enough to recognize that it's an issue, or in your mind you fucking dance around it with this bullshit like, well, your bank can count this, and your bank, and then fuck my bank. It has nothing to do with my bank. Between the banks and government, they literally stick it to us every freaking way they can, man. And as a society that we allow it to happen, but we're free, bro. Free is what they call us. I can't even fucking give you my money without the bank taking a cut. Yet we're free. You should be selling those drugs. That's what you should be doing. You should be letting me know what drug it is, so I can sell some. I'm sorry, I just think it's ridiculous. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I remember a time when you could cash a check, they didn't charge you a fee at banks. Like, this is a relatively new thing in the world of the banking and check thing. I mean, for the past 2 decades, I remember it starting, you know, when I was 16 or 17, 18 years old. And, you know, it's starting, but I don't know. It's a hell of a drug, man. It's got to be. Listen, I've done a lot of drugs in my life, but fucking that ain't one of them. Unfortunately. Between that and the opium. I got a late start today. We were supposed to get up at 7:30 and leave and head home, and it didn't happen. I was up all night. I couldn't sleep last night. I think I was anxious to, like, get home. And I woke up at 7:30 this morning. I was dead. I was so dead, like, I just rolled over. I didn't even bother getting up to, like, think about, well, you're about to fuck yourself and not get home till late tonight. It's bad. You know, and this lady tried to tell me, I'm like, you know, I told them because it was written on a business account. You know, it's not like some personal account bullshit. It's written on a business account where they, you know, legit, put on your seatbelt, where they legit, you know, pay the bank for this account, and it comes with a bunch of other fees and shit because of being a business account. Like, how much is enough, you know? I mean, you know, how much is enough? All of it, that's how much. If they could take fucking every dollar of it, they would. And they wouldn't think twice about it. And then, you know, point their finger at you and shake their finger when you bitch about it. That's weird, man. Weird. Okay, I think I'm done with that now. Listen to stupidity. You know, listen, man. I've thought about, you know, I've thought you ever hear people like say, you know, I carry a gun so I can protect the people around me. You know, if I was in a mall and people started shooting, I'd stop. Listen, not me. Not me. If I could stop something like that, I probably wouldn't. And the reason why is because I know that every one of those fucking people are against me. Every one of them. Because they all buy into all these systems en masse, which fucks us. Listen, if you don't think that this shit was intentionally done, all of it, and it wasn't planned out for generations, you're fucking high. And if you don't see the ones ruling the world, I would point to those that you can't speak about, you can't point out the problems with their culture and faith. It's fucking crazy, but I gotta go. Thanks for letting me vent. But you gotta work to make more. You gotta work to make more what? What'd you say that, Jake? I'm sorry, I'm just driving, man. You know, I don't want to get the people with panties on. You know, I don't want to get your panties in a bunch, get their pussies on fire with all that sand. They get mad when you phone and drive. They get upset. They cry. They leave comments telling me how terrible I am for being on the phone and driving. You know, just that mindset. Just because you're too fucking stupid to do it, and you believe because government says you can't do it that it's bad, you're a retard. Go watch every fucking cop you see going up and down the road. The enforcers, the ones that enforce that shit, that should be held to a higher standard, however or not. Yeah, they do take it all. And they'll take more, you're right. You're right. You make more, they take more. They want it all. I told somebody last night I figured out how to make us millionaires. He's like, how? I was like, dude, all I got to do is have 1 million people give us both $2. That's it. That's it. He's like, why have you done that? It's like, well, they won't listen to me. Man, what's crazy is like people have no issues giving the bank money because it's part of it. It's become part of it. It started out at $3, and then it was. I remember cash and check was $3. It was $3, and then it went to like $4, $5, $6, $7. But now we're taking fucking percentages. They even told me, I was like, you know what? When it was $7, I was like, yeah, you know, I had a bitch about it, but I could lightweight understand it then. Not really, but like, you know, I get it. I'm not a customer. You're trying to make me be a customer. Therefore, you want to penalize me. I get it. A $28, and they call it a fucking administration fee. That's what they call it. They don't call it a check cashing fee. It's an administration fee. So depending on the amount of the check, dictates how much administration time or labor, whatever you put in it, dictates the amount of time that goes into it. There's no difference in a fucking $3 check and a $1,400 check, other than my customer, you know, this is making it, me coming to you makes it easier on my customer. But we live in a world where you're supposed to be tied up in that system. And they expect you to have a bank account, and you just go put it in your bank account. I didn't want to. I'm at my bank right now. I could have brought it here. It was just the point of it. I want the cash to put in my bank account because I don't want to wait 2 or 3 days or have, you know, I don't want to wait overnight. It's my money. I want my money. Lady owe me money. I don't know. I gotta go. I gotta run to my bank. We gotta hit the road. Yeah, they do fee everything now. Do you think it's because they're in trouble, or do you think because it's all run by a bunch of tiny hat people, especially the large banks? My bank ain't in trouble. My bank, and this fucking bitch tried to tell me that because I was like, you know, my bank, if I call them and tell them, which I think I've already got a note on this account, but I don't get checks anymore, not to charge a check fee, they don't. They won't do it. She's like, oh, every bank does. I'm like, you're not listening to me. She's like, well, that's not what we do. I was like, you're trying to tell me if this customer called you and said, do not charge a check cashing fee, you can still charge it? I was like, I'll tell her. I guess I'll tell her to go to my bank then. She's like, you can do that. Like, they don't even fucking care anymore. It's like Chase Bank, the shit they pulled on me. Stealing my thing. Did I tell you that? I don't know if I ever told you personally, but they gave me my money back and sent me a check. They called me like, yeah, Mr. Bolton, we did our fucking month-long investigation 3 months after this thing happened, and your check was sent out Friday. I'm like, so what you're telling me is I didn't do anything wrong, right? What you're telling me is that Chase fucked up. And the lady's like, your check was sent out, sir. Like, they won't even admit when they fucking do wrong. Who does that sound like? Sounds like government. What you gonna do? Stop using banks? I guess. I don't know, man. Open my own bank. Get a bunch of investors and we'll open our own bank. Open up a credit union. Yeah, open a credit union up. I don't know if you got to be a certain descent to open a credit union up. It's not Jews, it's Semites. Those are the fucking crazy ones. My lawyer's a Jew. Love the dude. The Semites are fucked up. Man, it's a rough grind. Like, they won't let you in, Nick. That's the problem. That's why all the banking, the large banks and shit, are owned by those. Well, 2 reasons. Number 1, because they're fucking completely immoral and they'll fuck you 10 ways from Sunday every chance they get. And the other reason is because they own those systems. They own they are the ones that whatever permits you have to get and all that shit, they're the ones that man that system. So all they have to do is say no. No. Hey, but ignore it. Act like it's wrong, and I'm a fucking, I'm an anti-Semite, which I am. I'm anti-Semitic. I'm not buying into anybody's ideology. It doesn't matter if it's fucking Jews or Christians or it doesn't matter. Catholics, it doesn't matter. I'm not buying into it, which makes you an anti-Semite. Well, I guess anti-Semite and that a bigot. That's what it is, bigot. That's what I'm looking for. I'm sorry. I am anti-Semite. I am bigot. Fuck it, I don't care. Yo! Yeah, no doubt, right? Who said that? Wonder what Amstel Rothschild, who said that? Rothschild, yeah. Tennessee accountability. You have to use words. Discernment is discernment. Yeah. I would appreciate if you use less syllables. I am a dumb one. I'm a redneck who dropped out of high school, then got a diploma and a GED. I'm very proud of that. There's not too many people that have both diplomas and GEDs. Still working today? Yeah. No, today I'm not. Are you saying? Are you saying you are? Oh, yeah. No, who makes the laws, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you're right, man. And you're right. And they do make the fucking laws. They make, Trump said a few months ago, Israel ran Congress. His literal words were, Israel ran Congress 15 years ago, and they will again. They do now, AIPAC. I mean, all that shit needs to go, man. But it's not going to happen because all these fucking idiots. I run into probably one person a day that somewhere along the lines thinks like me in any way. And what's fucked up about that is I just don't want you to be stolen from. I want you to be free to do what you want, and I just don't want you to bother people. And I may run into one person a day, or maybe one person every 2 or 3 days, who thinks like me. Mass limits, yes. All right, I got to roll. I got to get this done so we can get out. Y'all have a good day. Stay safe, man. What do you say? You wrote a long one. Equal creative. Is any man's laws or not? What man count as judge on this? Any man's laws? Distractions. Yeah, I mean, if you believe that, if you believe I believe in sin. I don't necessarily believe the Christian version of it in all cases. It's like that, man. I mean, that book is those books are no different than the systems we're talking about. No difference in the systems we're talking about. But I gotta roll. Peace.